Hello friends, Those Back Pages here. I hope you're well. I'm filming tonight's episode on the 1-year anniversary of the death of Kobe Bryant. We also lost Hank Aaron last week. It's been a very rough stretch. Also losing Phil Negro, Tommy Lasorda. Don Sutton. It's been quite a stretch. A very rough time for the many people in the world. So it's nice to have something like this to distract us from real-life events. This is the 4th year of the YouTube Sports Card Hall of Fame. Mike, my friend Mike, formerly of Baseball Collector, now of Bench Clear Media, started this back in 2018 as a way to give exposure to channels that might not have gotten the exposure they deserve. Also, as a way to give the new people that might be coming in something to go ahead and seek out, if that makes any sense. I know when the inaugural version of this was put together, I was relatively new returning to the community and I didn't know very many people in the YouTube world. So I was watching his ballot, some other people's ballots, and then I watched some more ballots. People kept mentioning names I'd never heard of, like Pepino Man. And I said to myself, if all these people keep mentioning this channel, maybe I should go check it out. So I did. I laughed my butt off, as I'm sure many of you have already. If you happen to not know who Pepino Man is, I want you to actually stop watching this video right now. Come back to it later and go check out some Pepino Man. You will not regret it. So each of the first 3 years, there have been 10 people inducted into the YouTube Sports Card Hall of Fame. I was fortunate enough to be inducted in 2019. You see my patch right there in the middle, with a Kobe rookie and a Aaron rookie looking on, because I felt it was a nice touch, a nice tribute. You guys all know how I feel about Hank Aaron. It's been covered by many people over the last week. I just wasn't up for making a RIP / tribute, however you want to describe it, video. I just wasn't up for it. I do have an older episode, I think 11 actually, where I show off my Hank Aaron cards. So if you are so inclined, please go check that out. I would think, I always go into this will be the 3rd one I'm voting in. I didn't vote in the first one because I didn't know anybody, so I didn't feel it was right to vote. But always going into these, it'll be easy, pick 10 names, no problem. I might even struggle to find 10 names. Well, as I always tell myself, yeah, right. So this year I had 15 names on the list. And just before hitting record, to record this episode, had to, had to eliminate 2 names. I got it down to 12 solid and then tried to get it down, and I'm forced to pick 10 names. So if your name is not on this list, there is a very good chance that, if there is a fifth edition of this particularly extremely fun thing that Mike has done on his own dime, and while I'm at it, it's caught a lot of criticism. I get it. Someone's going to be unhappy. There are no, what we like to call, participation trophies. This is, this is for enjoyment purposes. It's fun to get a badge. It's fun to, and I think the best thing that any of these nominees and people who are inducted, I think the best thing they get out of it is the opportunity to make more friends just from participating in this. So my friend Canadian Cards, Mike, by the way, if your name is Mike, you're probably in the sports card community on YouTube. Let me rewind. A couple days ago was the 1-year anniversary of a fellow Hall of Famer, Snoop, had put out a rant video, an absolutely epically amazing rant video, not for children, 100% not for children. So if you've not seen it and you're watching this, as a parent, then you're not going to want to watch that video with your child or children, with your offspring. But you should have seen it by now, and if you haven't, I will put a link down below. Just absolutely epic. So, to mark the 1-year anniversary, my friend Mike, Canadian Cards, who you should all be, subscribed to, in my opinion. Don't hold it against him because he's Canadian. He made a parody video of the epic rant video that Snoop did a year ago about the YouTube Hall of Fame. And he got quite a few members of the YouTube community to participate in this parody video, where we each took a small segment of the epic Snoop video, and he stitched it all together, and it has to be seen to be appreciated. The words are not gonna do it any justice. So I am probably not going to do a lot of talking about these people, because Hall of Famers can speak for having being nominated for the Hall of Fame, it speaks for itself. I would like to say a couple things about, without naming names, but it was mentioned by one of these fellows on this list, how important it is to have a steady stream of content. And it's not easy, I know it. There are days that I don't feel like making a video, and I don't. This is not a job. I do this because I enjoy it. Hopefully I've helped some of you learn something, because I always enjoy learning, as many of you may already know. But he stressed that the importance and how difficult it is to make a steady stream of content. I'm paraphrasing, but it's very true. So there are a couple channels I wanted to nominate, but they haven't made content in months, and I get it, things happen. hopefully next year, these people, well, I guess technically this year, hopefully these people get back on the horse and start putting out content again, because, the content they make is fantastic. But you can't just disappear, in my opinion. I mean, well, obviously you can do whatever you want, but for this nomination, you got to stick around. That's just my opinion, and I am entitled to it, as is anyone else. So, excuse me a second. A little bit parched. I'm trying to talk into that new microphone, so I don't sound like I'm talking through a funnel or a jug. So let's. These are in no particular order. First up, Up North Collectors. I'm just going to cross it out on my list here, just because. Mike and Luke really don't need anything said about them. Yeah, again, like I said, I don't want to really go on long, diatribes, not diatribes, but, I'll try to say something a little bit about each. So Mike and Luke are very generous fellas. They are father-son. They love the hobby. They break just about anything you can imagine. So, but I'm sure you already know that. Next up, Rated Rookie. Josh has just a fantastic array of rookie cards graded. We've had long conversations, and he's helped me and I've helped him, and that's what the hobby is all about. Next up, Bill, the Hall of Fame collector. I am openly not an autograph person. Which is high irony, since my all-time favorite card that I own is autographed by Dwight Gooden. But I don't chase autographs. I don't pretend to. But when you've amassed a collection like his, it's just incredible. And I'm not talking about Justin Incredible either, for you wrestling people out there. Next up, Psyched on Baseball Cards, Tony. Whenever I think about 1960 Topps, I think about Tony. Tony put that set together. I like Tony's demeanor. I am a Tony fan. Next up, Bart, the PSA guy. What can you say about Bart? The football community alone, he's legendary. His collection is legendary. He has a tremendous PSA collection, as his username would imply. And he's always willing to lend a hand. Next up, Bowman 53. Alex. He was the one that was saying, you gotta make, it's difficult to make content on a regular basis. And that's true. It is. I mean, he put together the 53 Bowman color set, one piece at a time. And what can you say about that? I mean, if I'm being totally honest here, he just this year put out a video on his 54 Willie Mays pickup and a 2 that You know, I don't very often get envious of people's pickups, but wow, that was, yeah, I got envious of that one. Next up, and again, I'm going internally having an issue with this list because it's really difficult. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4 more. Wow. Okay. Next up. Mr. Fisher Bike. Jason. Guy constantly is giving and giving and giving. You know, not just in the hobby, but, you know, he is a fireman. And he's just been at it a very long time. He has been very helpful to me personally. And he gets my nomination. Gets more difficult. Gets more difficult. Next up, Amish Dave Orcher. Speaking of people that have been at this a very long time, I've known Dave now for 3 decades. He, like myself, beats to his own drum. Let's put it that way. I get it, he's not for everyone. And that's okay. But I am a Dave fan. Okay, 2 more, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 more. Okay, wow. Next up, 9th nomination. Again, not in any particular order. Will be Stove Sports investor, clown, host, Mr. Parody expert, however many words he wants to put at the end of his stove. Mark is a good guy. He's got a very focused collection. Is his collection the best? No. His comedic style might be the best. He is quick-witted. He is funny. His parody videos, that's the laughing man, the Hispanic man with the missing teeth that's laughing. It just, whenever I'm down, I watch that video and I laugh. The other one I laugh too. I won't say the person's name because it doesn't deserve being said. Bad man from World War II. You can figure that out. Did the entire Slabgate. Very funny. Very funny. So I believe I said that was 9. Wow, this is... You would think after doing this for 3 years personally and 4 years overall for the Hall of Fame that this would just get easier. But it's not. And there are just so many of you that I am so appreciative of, for your input, for your knowledge, for your help, for your suggestions, for helping me learn, for helping me to be a better collector. But I believe it was Anthrax that said room for 1 more. And I've only got room for 1 more nomination. And that last nomination is going to Diamond Yard Sports Cards. George. If my collecting habits mirror anyone's. As somebody that's been collecting slabs proudly for 16 years now, I look up to when George is going to put out a video, pickup video. His video he did, his personal tribute to Hank Aaron, almost brought me to tears. It was just very well done. Tells a story about how he picked up his Hank Aaron rookie and why it's priceless, and I 100% agree with him. So there you have it. There's 10 nominations. I could do 5 more right here on this page, no problem. And I could do 20 without even blinking an eye. Well, maybe blinking a couple of eyes, but I could get it up to 20 nominations without an issue. So again, I want to thank Mike Moynihan for all he's done for this community, in spite of all the hate that has come along with it. But here we are, another year of YouTube Sports Card Hall of Fame nominations. And with that, I wish you a good night, and please remember to be kind.